Hi, book besties. Let's get into what I read in June. I know I said I was going to post more, and then I didn't. And life's just been crazy. The world's been crazy. Work's been crazy for me. I hope everybody is like maintaining their peace as best as they can while also, speaking up when you need to. So I read 11 books in June, and I'm going to try and remember anything about them because one thing about me is I'm going to forget what I read. For example, Watermoon. I remember it's about like a pawn shop where what you pawn is like a choice that like changed your life or that you regret. And she is inheriting the pawn shop from her father. But then there's kind of like some things that happen. Her dad is like looking for her mom, and her mom had like done something bad to make the like gods or whoever's in charge mad. And there's a guy who is with her, and it's cute. Like it's kind of a romance, but it didn't really grab me the way that I was hoping it would for such a beautiful book. This copy obviously gorgeous. So I think I give it 3 stars. Um, I don't know. It mileage may vary. Another book that didn't quite hit for me was A Curse Carved in Blood by Daniel Jensen. This is the sequel to one of my favorite books of last year, A Fate Inked in Blood. And I think what didn't hit for me is this book, we spend a lot of time like going back and forth, very like Odyssey. Like they're just all over the place. And at the end of the previous book, something crazy happens. And so like the romance, they're back to being like not in romance. So there's a lot of tension. I just wanted them to be happy and in love. Um, so it was fine. It wasn't my favorite. I am still interested to read more by this author though. Oh, I'm sweaty. The Wind Weaver by Julie Jensen. I really enjoyed this one. It was a book that I kind of wasn't expecting to love as much as I did, but I really enjoyed it. This is a book that has like elemental based powers, except there's like 4 people who are going to have those powers. And so, as one might guess, one of them in this book is in the wind. So she realizes that she has like the wind powers, and the love interest, has the fire powers, and they're like fighting against, the bad stuff. Very like basic romantasy, but I had a good time. So I'm never gonna get tired of reading kind of those same tropes, but like packaged a little different. So I definitely recommend this one if you're into romantasy. It might be like a pretty good one in terms of like if you're just starting out in terms of fantasy and romance. Um, I read 2 books by Harley LaRue this month. One of them, Her Soul to Take, is a demon romance. This is like a demon dark romance. Really good. I would definitely say like check the content and trigger warnings because it's not for everyone. But I really had a good time. And then the second one is Losers Part 2. So I read Part 1 on the last month, the month before, and that is a poly romance, bully romance. But in the second book, they're not really like bullying anymore because they've created this really precious, like found family group where it's Jess and then these 4 guys who all have kind of friendships or romances between themselves as well, which is what makes it so much better, I think, because the relationships between the guys exist before and without her, but she makes it stronger. And it's so sweet. I love it so much. Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I'm a huge Ali Hazelwood stan. She's amazing. Do not come for her. This book is an age gap romance between Connor and Maya. And so Maya, if you read Not in Love, Maya is Eli's little sister and Connor is his like business partner. So they've actually known each other for a while. And she's had a huge crush on him for a long time. He is 38, I think, and she's like 23, 25. So pretty big age gap, but they start forming kind of a friendship, more than a friendship, when she is in college. A bunch of stuff happens, and now they're at her brother's wedding. So this book has multiple like POV timelines, so we get to see the past and also the present. And this is such a good summer book. Like, they're in Italy, right where, you know that volcano that just erupted? They're by the volcano. Um, Super great. I love Allie. I read Shadowed Obsession by Evelyn Lee. And this book was great. If you are a fan of like a darker romance, this one is kind of a stalker romance, but he's a private investigator. So like he starts out, he's supposed to be just private investigating her, but then he gets like way too interested and keeps looking, and her family is involved in kind of like a crime situation, and it's really good. I highly, highly recommend. I am looking forward to meeting this author at Book Harvest in October, and I'm going to get special edition. Yay. I read Silver Elite by Danny Francis. It was fine. I wouldn't say that it was the worst thing ever. I know a lot of people like didn't like it. It's not the worst book. It's definitely like along the lines of Fourth Wing, and it probably isn't for everyone. It's not very like deep. Like it's kind of dystopian, but also it's just like, oh, he's the bad guy. Whatever. What else did I read? I read an arc of Lore of the Tides, which is the sequel to Lore of the Wilds by Annalisa Brana. Absolutely adore this book. Annalisa Brana is one of the few Black authors of like romantasy that's traditionally published. And I think the problem with the marketing of this book, the first one, is that a lot of people are like, oh, it's cozy fantasy. It's YA. No. First of all, this one ends. It doesn't have a lot of like spice and physical romance, but it's definitely, she's an adult, Laura's an adult. And then when we get to the second book, she's an adult and there's adult things happening. So I hope when people pick up this book and now Lore of the Tides, they don't go into it expecting cozy fantasy YA. The second book is really fun because it takes place partially, as the title may suggest. She's underwater with this like siren mermaid kingdom, and she's also trying to basically save her human people with her newfound magic, and it's really good. And if you were concerned about the love triangle, as I was, it turns out okay. I listened to Whispers of the Deep at the same time while I was reading Lore of the Tides. So I was kind of in my mermaid era. Oh my gosh. We all know I'm a huge Ice Planet Barbarians fan. I love kind of the you're meeting, the alien, the other, and you have to learn how to communicate with them. You maybe don't have the same like language or courting mechanisms. And so society lives underwater now. Like humans have built these underwater towns, cities, whatever. And there are also these mermaid people that live underwater, and they view humans as like hurting the environment, invading, right? So he is like attacking it, and she is a mechanic trying to like fix something. So they end up kind of having to save each other in a situation. And then he like takes her because like, well, I can learn stuff about the humans and then we can take them out. Captive situation. They start feeling things for each other. She is able to learn his language, and it's the start of a series. So I'm super excited to maybe dig in more to the series. And I also found, where did I put it? At the bookstore the other day, I found another book by the author, Emma Ham, Bride of the Sea. And so this one, we have a girly mermaid. And this is a separate series, I think, or it's like an offshoot of the other one. I don't know. I'm going to find out. So I'm excited to dig in more to her as an author. And then the last book that I listened to and read this month was Caught Up by Navessa Allen. And that one, it's so funny and good. I saw some people saying it wasn't as good as Lights Out. And I think it's slightly different, but I definitely thought it was still funny. Like there's comedic relief characters, but it also is kind of a more serious, like dark romance. And it follows, if you read Lights Out, crap, what is her name? Allie. Allie's family is in the mafia or the mob or something. And so her cousin, Junior, Nick, is the guy. And then he, he's got a girl from his childhood that So it's kind of like a second chance romance. And I thought it was good. He's a motorcycle dude. It does have some of the like more dark elements. So check your trigger warnings. But yeah, that was the 11 books I read this month. I have been adding more books to my shelf per usual. And we really need to figure that out because I am going to be moving at the end of August, beginning of September. So I'm hoping to get some new bookshelves or more bookshelves. We'll see. And then I can organize things because if you have never noticed, these are my books. These are my husband's books, except my stack here. Those are mine because I don't have room. But we like share bookshelf and I would like more space for my books because I'm running out. But yeah, that's what I read in June. XOXO Gossip Girl. I'll see you in July. Bye.